Hello, hello. How are you doing? How's life? Been a long time since we've seen this setup, hey? Actually, like on my PC and wearing my PC glasses and everything. I have unmuted. Can you not hear me? Now? Why can you not hear me? But it just what? Well, I've unmuted. I don't understand. You're a dickhead. Oh my goodness. My sister is a knob. Good, it's the best start to anything ever. Right, so first things first, we've got to get the official bit done and out of the way. So, uni stuff. I just handed in my work. Now, there's nothing spectacular about that until you realise why handing in my work was important. And the reason why my work was important is because I did the whole thing digitally. So I did the all of the design reports and everything, and the boards, which I was originally just going to print out some images and take photos of. All of it was done digitally, and I am so immensely proud of myself. My beloved sister over there, Kay Flob, has just finished proofreading the whole lot for me. Um, and honestly, like, nobody expected me to do it digitally. I even told my mental health mentor today that I did it all digitally. Now, every single day on Canva has been a learning day. Every single day I have discovered a new way of doing things, or has my tea split? My tea split. It's like the early 2000s all over again. What is... No. Oh no. What? 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 You okay there? It's not the milk. Okay, my water must have been too hot. I'm so sad right now. My tea split. I'm gonna drink it anyway. I don't even care. I deserve that cup of tea. Yeah, so Canva has been a total learning experience. I don't know if I would do it again. It was cool. Like, the fact that I learned enough doing the design report to be able to do the design boards was quite cool, and I kind of signed up for the Canva Pro so that I could use a lot of the different, like, speech bubbles and little cloudy things so that I could try and make it look pretty. I think that it would have been a lot prettier had I done it by hand and done it on paper, but the fact that I did it digitally, even if I don't get the highest of marks, for me is huge, and I am going to point out to my tutor when I tell her it's all handed in that I did it all digitally and that is huge. So hopefully that won't be a huge issue. Sitting in this position for an entire week from 9:30 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening, apart from yesterday when I was doing it until 8, has not been the most pleasant experiences ever. No, I have a good star too, a well behaved star. Here's a star, it's well behaved. It's a good star. But yeah, so that has been a really interesting experience. I think that I might need to spend more time learning how to do stuff digitally. I don't think it's going to be just yet because I now have to throw myself into my next lot of work. I do have to do a design board style thing for part of my website branding module. I'm waiting for the template to come through, and I'm going to see if I can do that on Canva, to be honest. I'm redesigning my logo, A, as part of this module, and B, because I no longer think that the colour palette that I used is relevant. For those of you who don't know, my logo, I've actually got it. I'll show you my logo. So, my logo, no, that way, that way, that way. That's my logo. There's no colour, and I was looking the other day online, and quite a lot of like trees are used for carpenters and woodworkers and things like that. So I'm gonna keep the frog. If you didn't notice, I'll just hold that again because people don't always notice it. There's a frog just here. Here, there we go. So I'm going to keep the frog, and I think what I'm going to do is make a watercolor background, probably with different greens because it is my favorite color, and my business is a green business. Well, the thing with doing the watercolor, because I was thinking watercolor splash in the background to kind of, I don't know if that makes people think art more, because I want it to say art. What I've got to do actually, and this is the bit of work that I've got to do by Wednesday, is oh, I need to remember to say that because it's going on YouTube. So yeah, my sister has just asked what about a lily pad or a lily flower. I like the idea of the flower. Maybe not. I'd have to look at different types of lilies, I think. Maybe like a rainbow lily might work. Or possibly like slightly untidy outside the lines. But I've got to do an entire board on it. So I've got to like grab some images and throw them onto a board and things like that. So I'm going to have a look at it. Definitely going down the colourful route, because I don't know if you'll have noticed, but I'm quite colourful. I'm actually totally covered in mud from the dog right now, but it's fine. So that's the next thing now, is the branding, the marketing. I need to update my business anyway, so it can be a proper business, because at the minute it's not. They would like me to build a website. Now, I got as far as doing the landing page. I struggle enough with doing things like Canva. I don't know if I will be able to do something like a website. Now, I'm going to find out exactly how much I'm expected to do on it and how much it matters. Because my idea of doing a website is, excuse me, Mr. Website Man, here's some money. Please build me a website. Or actually, until the guild folded, I was actually going to be doing some work for somebody, and in exchange he was gonna do me a basic website. And the thing is as well is that, how often do you go to an artist's website to look at art, or do you just go to Etsy or eBay or Depop or whatever and search what the exact item is that you want? So in my case, would you just search horror fan art? Would you just search Transformers fan art? Is there even a point in modern day, with social media, of having a website? So I do think a lot of it is going to be a case of doing what I need to do for my learning outcomes, rather than because I want to build a website. So that's the next thing we're going to be doing. And finally, concentrating on my exhibition stuff. Now, one of the things I've not been doing with these vlogs, and that I need to do with these vlogs, is showing a little bit more visuals. So what I'm going to show you, when I had a tutorial last term, one of the things we found was a book called The Art of Small Things by John Mack. Now, we being me and my tutor, my subject specialist, we tried really hard to find an online version of this, and there isn't one. It doesn't exist online. And I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to buy it. So I did. I found it on eBay and I bought it, and then it didn't turn up, and it continued to not turn up, and I got in touch with them and went, where is it? Because the tracking isn't working. And they went, it's lost in the postal system somewhere here, have your money back. And I was like, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I wanted the book. I don't want the money back. Earlier this week, my neighbours came round in the evening and handed my brother a package for me, because it had been handed to them, because for some reason it was delivered to a whole different number down my road. I don't even know where. It's down the road somewhere. They randomly decided it was for my next door neighbours, despite it having my name and address on the front of it. I got this package and I opened it, and I finally have The Art of Small Things by John Mack. I'm so happy. So this book, other than being old, is an old book. It's a beautiful book. It is. And this is in remarkably good condition. This book actually goes into the psychology behind miniatures, and the history of miniatures, and honestly, and the pictures in it are just sublime. I mean, I'm trying not to get glare on it from my light, but just look at it. It's just beautiful. And I'm so happy. Like, even if I didn't need it for this particular piece, I'd be happy to just own this book. So that's a huge thing. This is gonna be really helpful. The other thing I've got, which actually is downstairs and I'm not gonna go and get, is Landscape Miniatures by John Constable. The other day I had the pleasure of visiting the model village in Bourton-on-the-Water, which is a beautiful village, and if you're in the UK and you get a chance to visit it, totally do that. It will be worth it. I have enough water to make another cup of tea, because honestly, I don't think I can drink that. It's really bad. So yeah, so we went to Bourton-on-the-Water. In Bourton-on-the-Water, they have a model village that is 1/9 scale, and it's an exact replica of the village. Hey, Angel. And it's built, right, the history of it is, it was built in 1936 by the owner of a pub called the Old New Inn, or the New Old Inn. Yeah. And he built it because lots more people would getting day trips from the Midlands to this village just outside Cheltenham. So he built it purely to get more business in his pub. Right? It took 4 years. It took 6 stonemasons, carpenters, woodworkers, the lot, because it's built out of proper stone. It's a proper stone village. I wish I'd printed the pictures to show you, actually. In fact, I might do it while we're talking. Let's see if I can do that. Because it is absolutely just an amazing place to be. But getting to look at these tiny houses that were built out of stone Which is going to be the best one to print? Probably that one. Yeah, let me just print that out. This, by the way, is a beautiful thing, being able to print from my phone. Do you need to print on the go? There we go. Now excuse the noise of the printer behind me. So yeah, so I got to go that, and whilst I was there, like, full props to my partner Lee, who is not into miniatures or model villages, but he still did it, and he wasn't entirely enthralled. But we were there, it was good. So whilst you're there, there's a second exhibition, and it's behind a little barrier, and you have to pay £1 to get in. And you pay £1 and you go in there, and it's got 1/32 scale miniatures, like little scenes from like dolls' houses. So it uses like dolls' house furniture, and it's got little people and stuff like that. I took about 200 photos while we were in this village. It's a ridiculous amount of photos of just everything. Everything. All of the things. Because it's just, even from the point of view of somebody not building a miniature, it's fascinating how these are built, how they look. Like one of the ones I did, I was trying to take a picture. You've got this bit of glass, and behind the bit of glass you've got this model, and it was a Georgian or Regency room set out, beautifully done. It's got all the oil paintings and everything, including a fully decorated ceiling. And I'm trying to get my phone, and I'm there, like, this is the glass, right? And I'm there with my phone, trying desperately to get the right angle to take a photo of this ceiling. I don't actually know if I managed it, because I've not checked yet, because I've been so busy with the one I've just handed in. Oh, I did it as well. Genius. But let's see if I can get this on here. That's the ceiling. That's a miniature ceiling. That's incredible. Somebody made that. Did I take a picture of the whole room? I did. But you can't tell these are miniatures at all. Like, that's the rest of the room. Yep, angle it properly. And focus. Like, it just looks like a room. It looks like I took a picture of a room. It's insane. Like, I love the miniatures. I do. They had some illusion miniatures, and like, this is what gives it away as a miniature, is the figures. And this is what's saying though, there's tapestries and little oil paintings and everything, because that was in that focus, that room. So it's got, that's a real tapestry and a real painting in the background. Like, one of the things I took a photo of, and it had the information of it and everything, was a tapestry, because it's even got next to it that it had something like 1,000 stitches per inch or something stupid like that, right? So that's the actual miniature, which you can't see. I had to zoom in with the phone as well, right? And then that was the next one. Focus. There we go. The tiny needle and everything. And then when you zoom in again, that was the work. Like, it's an actual tapestry done with actual thread on a 1/32 scale. That is 32 inches to every inch. That's, you know, that is incredible. How is that not the most fascinating thing? And that, like, I never looked into the psychology of miniatures when we first were talking about miniatures. It was actually one of my I'll knock up a miniature so we can see what it is kind of thing. And the psychology of miniatures behind it had never really come into it until I started doing this research. Like, why? Why do people love miniatures so much? What is it that is so fascinating? And it's not just dolls' houses. When you look at it, there are people who are, Hey, baby girl. How is Tabitha doing today? My niece has just joined us. Um, you might not enjoy this one, sweetheart, because I'm just talking about my uni work at the moment. But yeah, so what is it about miniatures that fascinates people so much? um, because like, even if you, even if you ignore the fact that you have the Doll's House miniatures, then you have the scale model builders, you have the aeroplane model builders, you have this like the scale model railway. Oh, you at your sleepover, cool. Um, but then on the other side of the things, the ones that people call nerd and geek and stuff like that, you have the people who do the Warhammer miniatures, which is also a 1/24 scale. You know, so you have, I have a tiniest moth in the world. So you have the people who are doing that tiny. Oh. Don't waste your battery charge on me, Tabitha. But yeah, so you just have that. Let me just grab the printout of this village. Let me show you. And that could go on my wall when I get back into the studio as well. I'm so disappointed in this cup of tea. Just like it's tea disappointment. Okay, right. So this is, and you'll see there's people in this picture and everything. So you'll see the scale on this one. Right, that is the model village. Enjoy your pancakes, and hi Ellie, hi Melina. Right, so that is the model village. Okay, so you can see the people there, you can see the scale of it, and you can see that it's made out of real stone. And this is just fascinating. And I've got, right, here's the biggest thing right now. I love you, Tabitha. I need to be careful that I don't get derailed, because I'm me. And the joy of neurodivergence is that you go down rabbit holes. It just happens. You don't mean to. It just happens. You're looking at one thing and suddenly you've gone down a rabbit hole, and 3 days later you come back out knowing everything there is to know about flocked toothbrushes, but nothing about what you went in for. And because I do find this so fascinating, and because I was already a model builder at various scales, like I've got a house over there that currently the floor is warped and I haven't figured out how to unwarp it. But yeah, it's one of the things where it's quite easy to get distracted by the miniatures and forget that this exhibition has a different message to it. And even my tutors, both of them, as much as I love them, get distracted by the miniature side of things and tend to forget that there is a point behind it other than the psychology of miniatures. And I'm already veering away from the original project proposal because I couldn't do what I wanted to do originally. Really? Really? I couldn't. Sorry, I've just been sent a picture of the best Amazon packaging. We all know what that's like. So, yeah, so I need to be careful not to get too involved in the psychology and the beautifulness and just how fascinating the miniatures are and the world of miniatures, and try and remember the message behind this. And the message behind this being that art is bad for the environment. You know, my dissertation was on that, my project proposal was on that, and I need to not go too far away from that. Could they not have all gone in the same box? Really? Really? So I've got to be really careful not to get creative drift, because I get creative drift, and I might have to put up reminders everywhere that just say it's about the environment and not the miniatures, because it will happen. And it's a big thing. It is a big thing. on the other side of things, I get to create miniature works of art based on how art is bad for the environment. Now, I still haven't decided if I'm going to actually create pieces of art and actually, Mr. Moth, will you go away? And actually like miniaturize them, or if I'm, because of how much work is involved in building the miniature, if I'm just going to print out some pictures that I found on, you know, the various copyright free websites. And that's kind of one of the things I need to look at. The other thing I need to look at is just what is going in this miniature. There's two ways of doing it as well. So we can either have it so it's like this, where it's a floor plan, flat rooms, and you looking down on what is going on, and then there'll be GoPros at different places projecting the images onto the wall, so you can see the actual artworks. So you can see inside, you can look down and see it. Now, I like that because you don't immediately see what's going on and you do have to look in it. The other option is to have it set out like stacked rooms, and I'll show you exactly what I mean because it's part of my research, and I already have the image up on the wall in my studio, which is not where we are right now, so that doesn't help, does it? I will show you exactly what I mean by stacked on top of each other. So the other way of doing it is to do it like that. And then my top room would be the curator's office, and then I'd have 2 or 3 rooms with works of art in. Now, if I did it like that, my issue with that would be, can you focus? My issue with that would be that you can see everything straight away. There is no reason for you to go up to it and look inside it. So I'd maybe have to have something over it. And that's, but from the point of view of putting things in it and building it, it's easier. Okay. So it's kind of like, it's trying to figure out which way is going to be the best way. And it's going to be kind of logistics and logic versus what I want, I think, is going to be, yeah. And I've got to go visit an art gallery because I need to make a list of what you expect to see in an art gallery. Like, what do you expect to see in an art gallery? And I don't mean, and the answer is not this, art and sculptures. Is not the answer, all right? Because that's a given. We're in an art gallery. Of course you're there to see art and sculptures. But what I mean is, what else? Obviously lighting. So I need to think about lighting. So if I don't have a roof, lighting is going to be easier. Still going to need some lighting. So it's going to be LEDs and things like that. What about just little things like a chair in each room? Because normally you have somebody there sat down watching you to make sure you're not touching the art. What about things like the little cables that are like 6 inches off the floor to stop you from getting too close to the work? You know, and like words on the walls that tell you about the artist or the art, and that is what I need to look at other than just the art. We all know that art is in art galleries, but what else is in the art gallery? And that's kind of my next step now. I'm actually going to Wolverhampton tomorrow, and I'm going to look in Wolverhampton Art Gallery, which happens to be one of my favourite art galleries. If nothing else, it has a sculpture room where you can touch the sculptures. But I'm going to have a look and get some photos in situ whilst there, and then I shall have a look in the Newark Gallery in Leicester and the Newark Houses Gallery. I haven't, no, and it's I should do that actually. Can you send me that information on my phone so that I don't forget? But no, I've not been to the Herbert Gallery in Coventry ever. We've sat outside it and had lunch, I've never been to it. So that's another one, a day to Coventry. It's only down the road. And have a look at the art gallery there. And that's where I'm at. The development of my research is due in on the 6th of February, so I don't have a huge amount of time. And the other issue I've got at the minute is that most model villages that I want to go to and get photos of are closed because it's the winter season. I think I found 2 more to go to. There's one outside a cafe on the Great Central Railway, which my sister told me about, and I now know where it is. And there's one at Wistow Maze in Leicester that's actually, again, you have to go through the garden centre to get to this model village in Wistow Maze. So there's 2 that are open, or I can at least look at this time of year. And they are proper, like, miniature railway model railways, unlike the one where I got to walk around it. These you just kind of look from the outside, but that's still important. And I've got to design a survey, and I hate designing surveys because it needs to not be open-ended. And what I want to do is walk up to somebody and go, why do you like miniatures? What is it about miniatures? But what I need is quantifiable data that I can go, well, 65% of people said that they liked miniatures because they were small. The other 35% of people said that they didn't really care for miniatures, and put that in a graph. That's what I need. Quantifiable data, because I think if I had anything else to my husband to put into a graph again, he might cry. But also I need those statistics. Those statistics are important as part of my final assessment and my paperwork. Portfolio wise, I do have some sketches. Well, I did buy a new sketchbook actually, and there are a couple of sketches. What? There are a couple of sketches in there. He insists on sleeping right behind me wherever I'm sat, which is great until I lean back. He's alright in a minute, but when I'm over there and I'll sit forward and he'll just be like, yeah, behind you's the best place to be. I don't know why. Anyway, Goth Frog Dog, everybody, here to help. So I need to sort out my portfolio, because at the minute my portfolio is a couple of sketches in a couple of sketchbooks. And I need to change some of the pictures on my studio space walls because they're still based on the Cabinet of Curiosities, which I am doing. I've not stopped doing that. I am going to do a miniature Cabinet of Curiosities to go into the curator's office, because I'm still doing that, but I'm including it as part of the greater exhibition. The other thing I now need to consider, because I had a tutorial, didn't I? And every time I have a tutorial, new stuff happens. Speakers. Tiny speakers with tiny noise, so that you have to walk up to my gallery and literally go, what is going on? So that it can have the noises of the gallery and, you know, occasional words being said, like an audio tour and stuff like that. However,
I didn't understand that.
my phone just talked to me, and I don't know why. Okay, just stop listening, thank you. I didn't even know my phone could listen. Yeah, so that totally threw me. Like literally that derailed me. Bear with me. I'm literally live on stream right now, so can you ring me back when you get home?
I'm on the way, basically, now.
Okay, I love you.
Loves, bye-bye.
Bye. Sorry about that. Yeah, so what was I saying? Kaylee, what was I saying? Cabinet of Curiosities, curator space, sound. So yeah, so I want to do this miniature sounds. However, if I am exhibiting the week that I thought I was exhibiting on the 15th of May, there is another group who also want to use the space. Now that is not a problem because they want to use the areas that I said no to. down either side of the pews in this gallery space, and I want to use the cafe space. That's fine. The problem is, for some reason that I don't really quite understand, they want to play ambient, relaxing music. I don't know why. I've been to many galleries and many art shows in my time, and never once have I listened to ambient, relaxing music. And I need that in my life. We get to see them. I want that one. I want the VIP one right now. Children's lunch voucher. Do you want my children's lunch voucher? No, I'm buying the VIP ticket. The VIP ticket, you get a goodie bag and like the dinosaur book and a little dinosaur and everything. I want that. Yeah, standard. I want the VIP ticket. My beautiful sister has just sent me information for the Herbert Gallery, and there happens to be a dinosaur there right now. And I might have to go next week to see the dinosaur and get a toy dinosaur to join. See, this isn't the herd, this is the frog family, but I do have a herd of dinosaurs as well. I might have to time that so that I get to see my sister as well. We'll see. Depends. She'll be working, because she always works. Which they might do next weekend. Oh no, because then you won't be in Coventry. Anyway, yeah, so... yeah, but they apparently want to play ambient music, which is... okay, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for me. Now, my tutor has said, because I inquired about the space first, and I've been talking about this space for a few months now, and because, for me, it's literally my final exhibition, and, you know, it's my degree exhibition and everything else, that I get the say-so as to whether A, I share the space, and B... really? Oh yeah, that says February. I thought it said January. So yeah, so I don't know. I don't want to say no to them because they're young and they're exhibiting, and I'm really happy that they're exhibiting. However, the audio is going to be a problem. So I see them on Wednesday, and I've been really good, because originally Stuart was like, we just won't have them there, and I was like, no, I don't mind sharing the space. Like, I will have all my marketing there. They get footfall, I get footfall. It's good, but the audio is going to be a problem. And I need to work out in my brain the best way to tell them no. Because I can't be jazzed about this, because they are young. They're like 16, 17, something like that, 16-ish. So that's the next thing. The next thing now is development. We are on development. We are developing the ideas that I did in research. I did really well in my research, and I'm really looking for the marks on these ones to boost the group work mark and the project proposal that I originally did in my first year, because that's terrible and I would love to rewrite that. I say terrible, it's a merit, but a merit is not a first, and I want my first. I want to walk on that stage after they have read out my name and said Bachelor of Honours, like Bachelor of Arts, Honours, first class. Like, that's what I want. Kaylee wants the same. We're now a little bit stressed that we might be graduating in the same week, and that's a problem. Like, as long as it's not the same day. Also, here's a little bit of news for you out there, my little darlings. They live stream the graduation. So I am thinking, now I don't know if they live stream it online, but I know they definitely live stream it to another room in the theatre where it is. So I am going to get somebody to have my Twitch open so that I can stream my graduation to you all. Because you've all been on this journey with me. We're going to make sure quite specifically that it's just my bit, because obviously the GDPR means that I don't really want to show everybody else, because it's everybody's surnames and stuff like that. But I'm going to see if I can do that, or if it's streamed online. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. It might just be Kaylee there holding my phone up like, yay. And he's like, are you done yet? Yeah, so we're moving. It's moving forward. Everything is moving forward. The work has been handed in. Like, I am going to, yeah, I'm going to, other than taking photos at the gallery tomorrow, I am taking this weekend off. I need to chill, so I will not be streaming on Sunday. But to make up for it, I will be streaming on Monday. So next week I'll be streaming on Monday and Wednesday. And then Sunday after that. So yeah, but this week coming, I'm not streaming on Sunday. I will be streaming on Monday, just because I need a couple of days away from the computer, away from just everything, because this last week of doing this report has just nothing else. I'd like to wear my other glasses for a bit. And these ones are great for seeing that, but I want mine back. They're prettier. You did help. Kaylee has been fully instrumental. She is my proofreader, which is hilarious because I'm her proofreader. So we both make really stupid mistakes. I put spaces where spaces don't belong, and Kaylee puts commas where commas don't belong. Between us, we will rule the world. Although actually I did have a comma where it did not belong this time around. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. Yeah, on purpose. Alright. Do we have any questions on the art, on the exhibition, on the research, on where we're going? Or are we done? I held up visuals. I will be showing more visuals as we go along. The Monday stream, not Sunday, the Monday stream will be an art stream. Shocking, I know. I'm shocked. I don't know if you're shocked. I am shocked. I am going to go through my alcohol markers, see what I've got, see what works and what doesn't work. So I'm going to knock up a piece of art and we're going to do some markers together so that I can figure out what markers I want next when I spend my student loan. I am being sensible, which is unheard of. Yeah, so I just need to go through my markers. I need to find out some of my markers. I need to organise my markers. I need to figure out if I want to stick to watercolour markers, or if I'm going to stick to alcohol markers, or if I'm going to do a mix of both. Because I think that for now markers are the way forward. I've not even looked at my watercolours. My art burnout was really bad, and I think I've just been putting too much stress on myself to do the art. This year I really wanted to have tables at conventions, but I don't know if I will or if I'm ready for it, and there's been a lot going on in my husband's personal life and in my personal life and in my boyfriend's personal life. There's been a lot to deal with, and people keep dying, and that's just annoying. So Angel, if you are still there, I mean what I said earlier. So yeah, so that's kind of like, there's been a lot going on, so I don't know if I will have tables at conventions this year. So I think that the business side of my business is going to be a slow burn. I think that it's going to grow slowly. I think that the lessons I'm learning are really useful, but I need to spend time building a portfolio. I need to see if I can get permission from Hasbro to do the Transformers fan art, because I don't want to do it and get a cease and desist. I don't want that. So if Hasbro say no, well, their policy is if they either say yes or they don't respond. So if they don't respond, or they specifically say no, then I will not be selling my Transformers fan art. I will still make some because I love my boys, but I won't be selling it. The horror fan art, that's horror right there. The horror fan art, I'm going to be actually concentrating on Public Realm stuff. So really old horror, which has my heart. Christopher Lee and Vincent Price and campy horrors that are just, they just fill me with joy and glee, and they always have. I love them. And a lot of those are now public domain. This is beautiful. And a lot of books have started coming into public domain as well. I've been listing them as they come in. It's a very short list right now. But I have been listing the books as they come in to the public domain because it's genius. So everything Sherlock Holmes has ever written, no, everything Mr. Arthur Conan Doyle wrote on Sherlock Holmes, because Sherlock Holmes is not real, is now in the public realm, which means I can do Sherlock Holmes fan art. Beautiful. I really want to do like a picture of Sherlock Holmes with florals, so that's the thing. Obviously Alice in Wonderland is in the public domain. Original Winnie the Pooh is in the public domain. Gonna be interesting to see what happens next year with Disney and Mickey Mouse, because the Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse one technically comes into public domain next year, and I am going to be interested to see how Disney try and stop that, because they will try and stop that, so that should be interesting. Faust, if any of you have heard of the book Faust, that is now in public domain. Paradise Lost, beautiful book, has my heart, public domain. Road to Nowhere by William Morris and a lot of his other kind of dystopian fiction, public domain. Like, for somebody who is obsessed with these older books and these older like fiction and things like that, and especially the campy horror, the stuff that is coming into the public domain right now is just, it actually has me excited to do art again, and I haven't been excited to do art for a little while. The burnout was really bad. It was only like, I'm lucky, it was like a 4 or 5 month one, and only now am I starting to get excited about the prospect of doing art again. Because like I say, I pushed myself to relearn. I pushed myself, like the lockdown. Enjoy that. Enjoy sorting dinner out for your rebellion. I'm waiting for my husband to get here before we sort out dinner for our rebellion. He's not rebelling yet, but he will soon. He's waiting for me to finish this. I'll see you later, sis. Bye, Kaylee. Bye. Yeah, so actually excited to do art again. Really excited to do this exhibition stuff. Looking forward to actually kind of moving forward with that, doing my development, doing my testing now, laser cutter, checking out my miniatures and how far I can go with it, and figuring out what exactly it is I need to do for it. Got a million crochet projects on the go, doing like a blanket square a month crochet along, and I've got like a mystery, like kind of choose your adventure as you go crochet along, and I've got my mood snood crochet along, and yeah, so I've got like a few crochet projects on the go at the minute. I'm making a hat which is downstairs, but I need another ball of wool for it. I am making my husband's Valentine's present over there. So kind of got that on the go as well. Actually really happy that I started doing crochet again in my spare time. It's really helped, and I have been meeting people because of my crochet. I met a lass in college, Brittany, and honestly just so happy that I get to go on crochet dates again and crochet in the cinema. We went and crocheted in the cinema and watched Megan, which was awesome. So that's really cool. So kind of like, things have been very up and down. College and uni has been very up and down, but I think that moving forward, the rebrand of the logo and the business, keeping the name. The name is mine. It's my name. That, you know, I am the Goth Frog. It's like, I love it when people get in touch with me and go, there's no goth frogs on your Instagram. I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't draw gothic frogs. That's just weird. Like, you get like little arched windows over them or something. Maybe I should. Maybe I should do frogs in front of different types of gothic architecture. It'll be the best series. I've already got like somebody came up with the idea of doing an only frogs, like frogs in suggestive poses. Actually, I'm not really very good at drawing frogs, which is hilarious. I've done some really good ones, but it takes some time. But again, marker pens. I've done better ones with pens than I have with paint. And finally, the best news I have saved for the end. As you all know, I've been doing group work since October, and we got 68, which is a merit. It's not first, but it's a merit. We did all right. Actually, did better than I thought we would with the presentation. However, we got an email the other day to inform us that the bid for the concept for this art trail was won by our product. Our group got that, and honestly, I don't think I've ever shouted quite so loudly in a classroom before, because I found out when I was in the middle of a tutorial. So happy, so excited, and I think I'm the only member of my group who's actually going to be involved with it. But it's installation. It's an installation on a big scale. Like, my work is going to be in the middle of Leicester City Centre. I have never been so excited. Like, this is just beyond for me. It's huge, and I'm so happy. And I will make sure when the trail is up, which I think is going to be end of February, beginning of March time. Beginning of February, March. Yeah, March time. I will make sure that I go around the trail with you all. I will stream the trail with you and show you each of the sculptures if they do multiples. I don't know how they're going to do it yet. We haven't had our first meeting, but honestly, I am so excited. I can't believe we actually got it. And it's just, it's beautiful. I'm so happy. And that is where I'm going to end it. I am going to let my brother play his music. I am going to watch some true crime with my subtitles on and make a cup of tea where the milk hasn't split. And yeah, I will see you all on Monday, where we will do actual art. Actual art. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be awful. But we're going to do it. We'll do it together. I'll readjust the camera so you can actually see. I'm going to put you down there. And it'll be great. And we'll get back to doing art again like we used to. Maybe not Dave. Not quite Dave yet. Dave in his cave. I know they need finishing, but a little way to go before we get to that point. But we'll do some work. But yeah, things are okay. Things are okay. We've got a lot of work to do. A little bit concerned by how much work we've got to do, but excited about doing some of it. Less excited about doing the digital stuff, but I'm going to try. Having done that digital one and handed that in, kind of looking forward to trying. So, on that note, you're all very quiet today, so I'm going to go away. I will be back on Monday. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. We are this close to affiliate now, okay? This close. I need to get my stats back up for average viewers and hours streamed in a month, and then we are there. So it's exciting. I think I need like, it's odd because some of it says I have 51 followers and the other one says I have 48 followers, so just keep bringing in those followers. We will get there. It will be awesome, and affiliate will be awesome, and then I actually have to stream more regularly. So, right, so that's been miniatures and work and how we're doing. I will see you all on Monday. Have a great time.